Greetings everyone. This is Rashmi Devi, Assistant Professor in English at Government Girls College, Mohana, Sonipat. In this video lecture, we will discuss about the famous poem All the World's Stage written by William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare's lifespan is from 1564 to 1616. William Shakespeare was an English playwright, poet, and actor, widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's greatest dramatist. He is often called England's national poet and the Bard of Avon. His extant work, including collaborations, consists of some 39 plays, 154 sonnets, two long narrative poems, and a few other verses. His plays have been translated into every major living language and are performed more often than those of any other playwright. He was born and raised in Stratford-upon-Avon. At the age of 18, he married Anne Hathaway, with whom he had three children. Sometime between 1585 and 1592, he began a successful career in London as an actor, writer, and part owner of a playing company called the Lord Chamberlains, later known as the King's Men. At age 49, he appears to have retired to Stratford, where he died 3 years later. Few records of Shakespeare's private life survive. This has stimulated considerable speculation about such matters as his physical appearance, his sexuality, his religious beliefs, and whether the work attributed to him were written by others. Now some introduction of poem. This poem this poem is a monologue as it is taken from the Shakespeare's play As You Like It. It is spoken by Jakes in Act 2, Scene 7. Speech compares the world to have a stage and life to a play, and catalogue the 7 stages of a man's life, sometimes referred to as the 7 ages of a man: infant, schoolboy, lover, soldier, justice, pantaloon, and an old age facing the death. It is Shakespeare's most frequently quoted passage. The central idea of the poem is about life, its comparison to the stage. The stage is the comparison of life with men and women as the players. The poem is written in free verse, which means no rhyme scheme, no rhyme, and the pattern is unstructured. The very first line of the poems are all the world's a stage, and all the men and women mere players. They have their exit and their entrance. Shakespeare considered world a stage where men and women are only players. They enter the stage on their birth, they exit the stage on their death. During their lifespan, they play many parts. In these lines, the poet compares this world to a stage. All men and women are only actors and actresses on the stage of this world. All these people have different routes to enter this stage, and also they have different exits to go out. They enter this stage when they are born and leave this stage when they die. Every person during his lifetime plays many parts. These ages are actually like acts of a play. Now poet discusses about the first stage of life. The poet says, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first the infant, mewling and pucking in the nurse's arms. Man first appears on stage as an infant, crying and vomiting in the nurse's arm. In the very first stage of a man's life, in his infancy. During his infancy, he cries and throws up milk and vomit when he is in the hands of a mother or a nurse. The second stage is his boyhood. Then the winning schoolboy, with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail, unwilling to school. In the second stage, he is seen as a schoolboy, going to school unwillingly like a snail. The second stage in his life is his boyhood. This is his school going period. It is the time when he complains all the time. His face shines like the bright and fresh morning. He carries his school bag and unwillingly goes to the school at the speed of an insect. At the very third stage, what the poet is saying, and then the lover, sighing like furnace with awful ballad, made to his mistress' eyebrow. Soon he grows into a young lover, sighing like a furnace, and writing ballads for his beloved. The poet wants to say that at the third stage, he is now a grown up person and assumes the form of a lover. It is the time when he loves his beloved. He sighs like a furnace or an oven. He writes a song in praise of his beloved's eyes or brows. He also sings such song again and again. Again, the poet goes to the fourth stage of life. In poem, poet says, full of straight, then a soldier full of straight, strange oaths, and beard like the part, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. The fourth stage is that of an ambitious soldier, ready to fight and seek fame even in the cannon's mouth to make his mark in this history. In these lines, poet want to say that the fourth stage of a man's life, when he matures, he becomes a soldier. He takes strange oaths. He became a beard like He has a beard like a tiger or leopard. He is fierce like these animals during this stage of life. Man is jealous of known honor of others. He is very quick tempered and on quarrels. Since he is warm blooded, he looks for temporary reputation and fame. To achieve this temporary fame, he is even ready to go into the mouth of a gun. He does not bother for the danger. Now it's turn of fifth stage of life. The poet says in his poem, and then the justice, in fair round belly with good capon lint, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saw and modern instance, and so he plays his part. In the very fifth stage, he plays as a judge, with formal beard and round belly. He quotes many proverbs and modern instances. In these lines, what the poet want to say, this is the fifth stage of life. In this stage, man became middle-aged and mature like a judge, and has a fair round belly, full of the meat of chicken. Perhaps he has become fit because he eats meat and fat custard, cocks in excess. It is the stage when he is firm, serious, and green. His conversation is full of many different proverbs of the world of the past and is also full of the examples from the modern age. He has beard of formal cut and as such plays this part of life. In the sixth stage, what happened? The sixth stage shifts into the lean and spur pantaloon with spectacles on nose and pouch on side. His youthful hose well saved a world wide for his shrunk shank and his big manly voice, and turning again toward childish treble, pipes and whistle in his sound. The sixth stage finds him an old man with spectacles on nose. There are whistles in his voice, and he became very weak. This is the sixth stage of a man's life. In this stage, man shifts from middle age to the old age. Now he wears pantaloon with slippers in his feet. He became very thin, weak and lean. He wears now spectacles on his nose because of his weak eyesight. He has also a purse in his side in which he keeps money and tobacco. He uses long socks which he has saved during his youth. Now these socks are very loose to his lean legs and look strange. His big, loud, manly voice has turned into the shrill voice of a child. Since some of his teeth have fallen, whenever he tries to speak, it seems as if he were playing upon a pipe or as if he were whistling. The very last stage and the seventh stage of life, last scene of all that ends this strange eventful history, is second childness and mere oblivion, sen teeth, sen eyes, sen taste, sen everything. In the seventh stage, he turns into a child once again. This is like his second childhood. He loses his teeth, eyesight, and taste and exits from the role of his life. This is the last stage of man's life. In this stage, he changes from his old age to the oldest one. This is a strange stage of life. In this period, all the life which has been previously full of strange events comes to an end. Man becomes child once again. This is like his second childhood. In this stage, he is childish and as well as childlike. At this stage, he forgets almost everything. His memory became very weak. He loses teeth, eyesight, and taste. He is without everything. This is the stage in which he completes the drama of his life and leaves the stage of this world for the next time. Now it's time for the literary devices. The poet uses simile and metaphor. Simile: and shining morning face, creeping like a snail. He is creeping like a snail, like. It shows that there is the use of simile. Boy's walk is compares with snail's movement, and sighing like furnace with a awful ballad. Here lovers' sighs are compared with furnace. So here the poet uses simile. And the other use of simile is full of strange oaths and bear-like part. Soldiers soldier is like a leopard. So here is also use of simile. The metaphor: seeking the bubble reputation. Here short lifetime is compared with empty bubble. Then the use of metaphor is all the world's a stage. World is compared to a stage. All men and women merely players. Here men and women are compared with players. So there is a use of metaphor. Now we have 7 stages of life and its characteristics. In the stage of infant, the child is crying and vomiting. At the very second stage is of a schoolboy. In this age, he going to school unwillingly. At the third stage, he become a lover and sighing like a furnace. At the fourth stage, he become a soldier and ready to fight. At the fifth stage, he become a judge and sees proverbs and modern instance. At the sixth stage, he become a old man, appears very thin and weak. And the last stage is his childhood. He has nothing, send everything. Now it's time to recall and find out the answer of these questions. This is your homework. What is the world compared to? Second one is, what do the words exit and entrance means? The third one is, what is the first stage of a human life? The fourth one, which stage of life is being referred as second stage by the poet? The next is, what are the characteristics of second stage? The next one, how does the boy go to school? The very first question is, what is the world compared to? And this is the answer. The world is compared to a stage. The next one is, what do the words exit and entrance means? Exit means death and entrance means birth. The third one is, what is the first stage of a human's life? The answer is, infant is the first stage of human life. The fourth one is, which stage of life is being referred as second stage by the poet? And the answer is, the second stage of schoolboy is referred by the poet. The next one is, what are the characteristics of second stage? Second stage characteristics. The answer is, the boy goes to school unwillingly. The next question is how does the boy go to school? And the answer is, the boy goes to school unwillingly like a snail. The seventh question is, what is the soldier ready to do? The eighth one is, explain bubble reputation. The next one is, whom does justice refer to? And the next is, describe the appearance. And the 11th question is, how does he behave with the people around him? And the last one is, what does he do to show his wisdom? After recalling the poem, we have our answers. Our question is, what is the soldier ready to do? And the answer is, the soldier is ready to quarrel for his country. The next question is, explain bubble reputation. And the answer is, bubble reputation refer to glory that is short-lived like a bubble. And the next one, whom does justice refer to? And the answer is, justice refer to the judge, the man in his fifth stage of life. The next one is, describe his appearance. And the answer is, he has a fat and round belly. He says modern instance. The next question is, how does he behave with the people around him? And the answer is, he behaves as a wise man. The last question is, what does he do to show his wisdom? And the answer is, he quotes many proverbs and modern instances. Thank you. Have a nice day.